I'm Asfar Khan. I'm the Senior Migration Specialist in the ILO Regional Office for the Arab States based in Beirut. And this is actually my first time in the Academy, but let me put it this way, that I was more or less involved in the forerunner of the Academy, which was a training course that was given here on migration, and actually I was one of the people along with Ibrahim Awad who essentially set it up. And to me it's very nice to see how the whole thing has evolved, and I think it is a considerable improvement on what we started out to do.
Naturally, this Academy is a fantastic focal point for bringing together very many knowledgeable people, a group of participants that are wanting to learn about these issues, and you have a fantastic program and bringing together very many different people. So I think that is all to the good, and we should absolutely expand that even more.
Cela fait plusieurs années que le programme de finance solidaire participe aux cours organisés sur l'immigration du travail sur le thème des transferts d'argent et leur place dans la réflexion sur l'immigration du travail. En particulier, la place des transferts d'argent dans la problématique migration et développement.
I think that's a good model to have the different sectors coming in and from the different parts of the world coming in. So I think it's good to look at the nuances of how migration actually plays out in different parts of the world and what are the issues and challenges. To do this in a training environment is very different from doing it in a conference environment or in a workshop environment.
One of my messages is to really try to see and understand how migration is linked up with the world of work in general, and how you approach migration and labor migration has an impact on labor market policies in both countries of origin and destination.
Creative strategies of how we can better work with a wide range of actors, have more allies to really find more concrete solutions to improve the lives of migrant workers, and particularly those who are undocumented. I think that the setting here is very conducive to having discussions at this level, and I would hope that that is something that participants can take home with them, and also that can help us in our work in trying to then define these strategies.
A lot of the important initiatives of the next period are probably not going to be taken by national governments or trade unions. They are going to be taken from citizens' associations that are building bridges and working in collaboration, tackling issues like anti-poverty, which is a big issue on everybody's agenda. Poverty is exploding everywhere at the moment. But build relationships there, look for initiatives, look for innovation that's taking place at that level, and build that into your work plans.
I think we are in an age where, and this is more, where we've seen a lot of regression of rights. Human rights standards being compromised, and we see a lot of that happening. And migrant workers somewhere are victims of this whole regression of rights that is happening. And I think we need to cover lost ground and then move ahead. And I think that is something that I hope participants would take from this.
Our main goal is to get 12 ratifications of ILO Convention 189 in 2012. With that, we hope that a good number of domestic workers finally can see their rights in national legislation and in practice.
We need to focus on the protection of workers, because if the workers are better protected, then we can expect more efficiency and effectiveness.
I came here to this two-week seminar to speak about mainstreaming of migration into development planning. What we're trying to do is to bridge the gap between the fact that migration has enormous impact on development, but at the same time, governments are not planning for it. It's more or less like a liberal approach by default, and therefore we're trying to bring in approaches on how to mainstream, how to put migration into the mainstream of development planning?
Migration is not a problem per se, and it's part of social processes and transformation processes that have occurred throughout history and continue today and into the future. So when you hear a debate about migration, I would like students to be critical about what is being said. Perhaps there are simplifications about migration. So we really have to think, sit and think, and allow ourselves really to investigate further some of the processes that take place and that influence migration.
As a civil society representatives, I think it's important that somewhere the rights and dignity of the human person, which is the foundation of the rights discourse within the ILO and within the UN system, I think this needs to be more prevalent in migration discourse today and not seen as an attachment to the migration discourse.